I'm just wondering why you're so sour towards women. Is it because of the fact that you've been divorced so many times?
I'm not sour towards women. I'm just pragmatic.
You know, you harp on women and how they are, but if a man does something...
there's plenty of shows that talk about the flaws and faults and shortcomings of men. This is not one of those shows. If you want to hear a show like that, go watch The Pregnant Man on Oprah, or go watch all the other male-bashing shows that are on television all day long. Go see Sex and the City, the movie,
right?
whatever.
I mean, you're a woman-bashing show, so why not let...
But the point I'm making is that, well, women say all kinds of things on this show.
I know, and that's their right.
No, it's not their right. No. No. You have a First Amendment right to stand on a street corner. That you do. No one has a right to be on this show. No one has a right to be on this show. I will grant you some time, and if I choose to rescind it, I will take it away. That's not a right. That's a privilege.
And it is for you, too.
No, actually, this is my job. I'm paid to be here. You are getting the benefit of a privilege that I'm extending to you, and it's for a limited time only.
Okay, so back to the topic.
When you no longer serve my purposes, your privileges will be rescinded.
You're acting like I'm a slave or something.
Well, no one's forcing you to be here. As I've said to so many exes, there's the door, darling.
And I'm sure they were happy.
You are free to walk.
Right?
So don't be calling yourself a slave. Don't be calling yourself a slave. Nobody forced you to call in.
Why are you calling? I mean, why
are you comparing yourself? Are you comparing yourself to the slaves of the 1800s? Is that what you're doing? You're a slave now.
Refers to slave.
You're a slave. You use the word slave. Are you a slave?
Absolutely not.
I see.
Now, like I was saying, why did you get married so many times if women are so horrible?
I've had this conversation over and over. I don't think women are horrible.
Yes, you do.
But they have to be managed, and the rules have to be set.
For men, they have to be set as well. Absolutely.
Well, no, women are always cracking the whip. And you see, I've solved the problem. I voted with my feet. Because now, in living alone, the women who I date, the women who I know, cannot tell me what to do. And on top of that, if I don't like what they're doing, I have the ultimate weapon. I can stop seeing them without giving them half of my wealth.
That goes both ways.
No, it doesn't, because very few women are paying out their wealth to guys who want to break up with them.
No. If a girl doesn't want to see you anymore, she can show you the door just like...
No, but the difference is when men get married to you, they have to give you half of everything they earn in the process. By not marrying anybody, now women are going to stay thin and have long hair and give me sex anytime.
If they want to give all the money up, that's their choice. There's something called a prenup.
Darling, even with a prenup, you have to give money up. You have to pay a woman a certain amount. Donald Trump paid Marla Maples $1 million. It was in the prenup because if he paid nothing, a judge would have said that it was an unconscionable agreement and he would overrule it. So even in a prenup, you have to give up a certain amount of money. The best way. How often is the woman the breadwinner? Usually the guy's a complete loser when the woman's a breadwinner, or the woman is completely fat and fugly, and we all know that's the case.
True.
Always true. So let me just say this. The best way to protect yourself is not a prenup. It's not to marry a woman. But if a woman wants to save her marriage, the best way is to go gulp and agree to these 8 words. And if she does, it goes a long way to saving it.
That's not true. It goes both ways. If you're horrible in the sack, she's definitely not going to stick around.
I'm talking about... My 8 words say nothing about being good in the sack.
You said shut up, have sex, etc.
What did I say about being good in the sack? It's not one of my 8 words, not any of my 8 words. It has nothing to do with whether you're good in the sack. Okay, sex anytime. Stay thin. Long hair. Sex anytime. Shut up.
Shut up.
Right.
Shut up about what? Why would you want to...
Everything. Everything. Just shut. Women can't shut up. If they would learn to shut up, their marriages would be better.
Vice versa.
Huh?
If men would learn how to shut up and learn how to treat a woman, there wouldn't be a problem.
What do you mean? What does that mean, learn how to treat a woman? What does that mean?
They're thing in their pants, number one. You
what?
Guys, like, you have to stray. Why not be single?
Believe me, darling, now you're barking up the wrong tree because I encourage men to be single. Why do we need to marry you? Exactly. That's exactly right. Why get married? You're right. I agree with you.
And cheat.
Why get married, period?
I don't know. Why did you get married?
Because I was an idiot. And by the way, I've discussed that on the air a million times. Are you a new listener?
How many? No, absolutely not.
How do you know? How do you know I've been married before? How do you know?
How many times have you been married?
Clearly, you already know.
Okay,
Don't call in here. Don't call in here and pretend. Don't call in here and pretend you don't know that I've been married before. You know I've been married before. You knew it when you called in, and you are a listener. You're trying to act like you don't listen, but you do, because you know my past. You know it, and that's why. And that is why you brought it up.
You were an idiot, but you did it more than once. So I
did it more than once. Yes, I did, but I'm not stupid now.
Well, you were stupid many times over, my friend.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Now I'm Albert Einstein, and I'm telling the other guys to take my knowledge, what I learned from my mistakes, and to apply it to their own lives. Don't buy, rent.
I know a lot of very good-looking men who are very successful, who are happy with...
They're idiots.
Their women.
They're idiots. And they're going to learn the hard way in divorce court, because 50% of them are going to end up having to pay half of everything they earned to that bitch.
You don't know that.
Oh, darling, the statistics don't lie.
Well, you know what? It goes both ways. It doesn't happen as frequently.
Darling, even a broken clock is right twice a day. The fact that occasionally some fat and fugly woman marries some good-looking slug of a guy who sits home on the couch all day long and ends up having to pay him alimony, that's the man bites dog story. Yes, it happens occasionally, but it is rare. So what? We're broadcasting here. We're talking about millions and millions of people, and the vast majority of cases, the man is the one who has to pay half of everything he's earned to a woman who sits home on her ass and does very little. That is what generally happens, and yes, so what if there are exceptions to the rule? The vast majority of cases, I don't care if there are exceptions to the rule. I couldn't care less. We are broadcasting here. We cannot do a case-by-case radio program where we go over every single marriage in alphabetical order. The vast majority of divorces involve a man paying a large sum of money to a woman. That's what generally happens. Even if there are exceptions to the rule, irrelevant. The vast majority of listeners here are men, and I'm telling the men, if you don't want to be paying money out to some woman in exchange for past use of her vagina, the best way to prevent that is to not buy, just lease.
No, that's not always true. Like you said,
I didn't say it's always true. I said it's generally true.
You don't know every single person in this world.
I don't know every single person in this world. Did you hear what I just said, you big mouth bitch? I just said you can't do a radio program for every person listed in the phone book. I can't go, okay, Albert Aaron, Bill Albert. Just go through the names of everybody who got a divorce. Oh, yes, there was a guy. He was a complete slug, and his wife made $250,000 a year, and she had to pay him alimony. So what? I don't care if that is so rare. It's a news story when it happens. Did you see the story last week about Manimony? What, they got Manimony now? Manimony. Imagine this, women actually having to pay men. Can you believe that? It's a news story because it rarely happens. Jesus. How stupid can you be?